Hello and welcome back, everyone. Again, I'm Arif Gilany. It's Saturday morning live, 9:15 every Saturday until the end of summer of 2025. I have the pleasure of introducing some of the great movers and shakers around the world, and here in home in Toronto and Kitchener area, I have the pleasure and honor of introducing Miss Fadwa Yousuf. Please come on in.
All right, let's try this, see if it works. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, it's loading up slowly. If we can have a look. Yes.
Okay, and let's present. Okay, so you're able to see that, right? Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Fadwa Yousuf, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me and creating this space here for me. My presentation is very short. I'm in awe of what our previous presenter that showed and shared what he does. So thank you. Yeah, so who is Fadwa Yusuf and how has my journey transpired, right, from pain to purpose? So this is what I would love to share with you. I call the fall that awakened me. When we talk about pain to purpose, it doesn't come from a place of pleasure. It doesn't come from a place of comfort. It actually comes from a place of pain and discomfort and even trauma. And that's what my journey has been. So I can go back to 2017. I call the year of reawakening 2017. I'm a single parent of two kids, and I live here in Kitchener, Waterloo. And I didn't realize going through life, going through divorces, yes, and raising my two kids on my own, I didn't realize the toll it would have on my life and on my mental health, especially in my well-being. So I think going back and I look back in my years, I was just surviving, going through, just pushing through, just raise your kids. That's all you have to do. This is the one role you've been given and you've been handed over and you're going to do it. And that's all my focus and attention was. And I didn't realize the toll it would have on my mental health. So going back to 2017, looking at my life, raising my two kids, that's when something hit me. And it was that awakening when you're looking at your child falling in front of you, and I was just looking at her and I couldn't even move forward. I just looked at her, numb, cold, dissociated. And that was the moment that something struck with me. And I asked myself, where's the mama bear? Where are the emotions of empathy and compassion? Where did that go? What happened to you? And it was that moment that I actually had to take a step back and really focus on what was happening that I wasn't paying attention to. And that's the moment I began to understand the emotions that I was not accustomed to, that were very uncomfortable to feel. The emotions of sadness, the emotions of loneliness, the emotions of this deep sense of loss and void. And when I went to the doctor and spoke to the doctor, he said, Fadwa, all this you're talking about seems to be signs of depression. And that was another second wake up call. Depression? Me? What happened? Fadwa is not depressed. Fadwa can never be depressed. Fadwa is full of life. She's always happy. She's vivacious and she brings light to the room. And that was the moment that actually hit me. Hold on. When was the last time I felt happy? When was the last time I felt this full of life energy? When was the last time I felt me? And that's the moment I recognized that, oh, I have lost me. And I was in that pursuit now of finding that Fadwa that I once knew, the one that was full of life. And that was the journey for me, the year of awakening, reawakening in 2017. And that led me, from moving forward, 2017 to 2025, where I'm actually right now. So I just want to briefly share what has been my journey and how did that start. And this is the steps that I use to help my clients. And it went down to choosing me, listening to myself, paying attention to what was happening to myself. What was these emotions? What are these beliefs? What is this world I'm living that I'm not feeling fulfilled and not happy? And what is the world that I want to create for myself? Even though it was too far from me, I couldn't even envision and imagine I'll be the person sitting here today sharing this journey with you. I didn't envision that. But in that moment, I felt like there was more to me even though I didn't have the answers to what that looked like. And that's what I do. I help my clients come back to that space, envision what the possibilities, envision the unseen, because that version of us already exists. We may not have the answers, but that version of us exists. So I go back to not only saying yes to me, but actually saying, hold on, there's something here that is far deeper that I'm curious enough to investigate, to be curious enough to explore. I don't have the answers yet, but I'm going to figure it out. That requires us to step out into the comfort, to the being uncomfortable. That requires us to go on a self-rescue mission, and that's exactly what I did. So when I recognized this, and I recognized in that moment medication was not the answer for me, I had to actually find and rescue me. And I to do that, I had to remove myself from the environment. So I did what most people thought was craziest thing I could do. Have you lost your mind? They said. I sold everything and I packed and I got my one-way ticket with my kids and I went to Africa, back to my country, Somaliland. And in that moment, for me, that was the self-rescue mission that literally saved my life. And 2019, coming back, I came back with a reignition, a spark, because I found a bit of Fadwa while I was there. And I realized that I never lost me. There was always me inside here. I just got lost in the rubble and the chaos of life. So I had to come back and figure that out. The second lesson that I learned through this journey was that it required me to invest in myself, right? Saying yes to yourself and taking bold risks and decisions is not enough. It required me to take the next step. I recognized that the information that I knew got me this far. And if I needed to move to the next level and to get unstuck from this space and to learn new things, I required new information that I didn't have access to. And that's what I did. I had to learn and evolve. And that's the first time I was actually introduced to the personal development world. This world existed and I didn't even know. And the first person I was introduced to was the late Bob Proctor. I invested in the program, and the first thing that actually reset for me was the image that I held of myself in my mind. And that was the image that I'm not good enough, the image of I'm too weak, because that's what I believed in growing up. I could not do anything. I could not succeed. I was not smart enough. And that's the image that I actually had to shift and change that identity that I actually held with that image. And moving forward, slowly, slowly, I started finding my way through back to me. And what surprised me was the person that I was actually aspiring to find was not even anywhere close to what I could ever imagine, because I couldn't imagine that Fadwa today is doing what she's doing, serving others, helping others reignite that calling, that purpose in their life, going through the journey of healing and understanding our trauma, understanding the mindsets that we hold, the stories that we tell ourselves, and changing that narrative that is not true to ourselves. And how do we understand the beliefs that we hold, the emotions that we hold, finding the root source of it, the purpose and the functionality of it, and then transforming the relationship we have with those emotions and the beliefs so that we can actually move forward and go the distance. Hence my book, Going the Distance, No Paths Left Behind. Today, I can say that the book is going very well, very successful. And my mission is to have one of those books in every household, because it only takes one person to change. And when that person transforms, everybody else's transforms, because how you show up is going to be different. So that's where I am at. I am originally from Somaliland. I am Somali. I've lived in England. I've lived in UK, Manchester, London, Wales as well. I've traveled the world, lived in Kenya. I speak Swahili and Somali. Recently, last summer, I love traveling. And for the first time, I had the courageous move to travel on my own, solo, leaving my kids behind. And I went to Mombasa, Tanzania, Zanzibar. I went to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Bahrain. So my journey is moving forward, and I'm excited for what's coming up next, because I know that each one of us in our story, we can empower others, and we can be the light in somebody else's darkness. And this is what I do now as a coach in my business now, the Gems of Life Inc., that I help others, transform their life and live a life that of their own design, the one that they were called in to do. my next step today is looking forward to this summer. I'm going to Somaliland, where my journey started, and I'm doing my book fair there for going into my country. So it's a full circle to be able to do that. Thank you for creating this space here, and I look forward to the collaboration and inspiring lives and transforming lives. This is the legacy. It's not building that, but it's actually being here in the present moment and seeing the changes that we are actually igniting in people's lives. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Fadwa. That was so inspiring. I'm really excited to share this with this community. You are a valuable community member, and people value for your opinion, and we have the fundamentals to teach in this program. So I really appreciate it. I hope people share your story. There are people going through depression right now. They need to watch your story. There's people going through anxieties, divorces, personal and business relationships. Fadwa is here to support you, and you can reach her. You found all of the links. Next week, same time, she's going to also contribute to this program as we have agreed. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll be back.